Now that you've made a basic stair for your pavilion, you should go ahead and make another two sets of stairs, one for each of the three pavilions that you've created, and try to make each one at least a little bit different. You could vary the rise and run of the stair, or the riser and tread dimensions. You could try to make a stair following a curving profile, and as long as you have one stair for each pavilion, that'll work well. Once you've made the stair, then change its layer so that it is associated with the correct pavilion. And then you can go ahead and begin work on the next phase of stair creation, which is to make a stair tower. We're going to make a 12-foot high stair tower that will be freestanding near the pool, that will be used for diving and for creating a curving water slide as part of the water park. So to do this next portion of it, I've created a new layer called Stair Tower. I can now hide this pavilion layer with the other stairs, and I can begin creating stairs for the tower. Because this is going to be a 12-foot high tower, I've decided to use risers that are smaller and of an even dimension. So we can use 6-inch risers, in which case we'll need a total of 24 to get up to the 12-foot height. We can also use 4-inch risers, in which case we'd need a total of 36 of them. And in each case, you would want to adjust the tread depth according to the formula that 2 risers plus 1 tread should equal between 26 and 27 inches. So with a 6-inch riser, we would want to have at least a 14-inch tread, perhaps 15 inches tread. And with a 4-inch riser, you'd have a pretty deep 18-inch tread. And you can go ahead and make a couple versions of this yourself, keeping in mind that 18-inch treads will start to make a very large stair in plan. So I'm working in the perspective view again in my stair tower layer, and I'm going to draw my stair profile, starting with I'll just give myself a point, although I really could be drawing anywhere, but I'll put a point at 0, 0, 0. And I'll draw a quick polyline. In this case, I'll come up 6 inches. And I'll come over 14 inches. And so you see here in green my stair tread. I'm going to be creating 2 runs of stairs. This will be a switchback stair, so I might go ahead and copy this and have 2 of them to work with. And I'll move one of them out of the way. I'll even mirror that one so that it's going in the opposite direction when it comes time to make the second run of stairs. And the first one will go up 8 feet. So if each riser is 6 inches, 2 of them will be a foot, so I'll need 16 risers. So I'll take this and again do the linear array. And I'll tell it that I want 16 of these following that line. And the other one will go up 4 feet, so I'll do the array again while I'm at it. And in this case, I want 8 of them following that line. And now I can build solids the way that I did before and start to make landings and maybe a vertical support to hold it up using techniques as we did in the previous stair construction tutorial. So I'll do that now, but I won't talk through everything. I'll just quickly make this. And you might have quicker ways of creating some of this geometry, but I've just done it in the same old way that I normally do. I'm going to take each one of these and join them into single polylines. And I'll extrude. And I'll make these 5 feet as well. Now to create landings, I'm going to use the construction plane tool that we were using before from C-Planes, and I'll set a new construction plane. I'll change my construction plane first to the top plane here, and we could work now in plan if we wanted to draw landings and to raise them up into location where we want them. Another thing that we could do, though, is use the set C-plane to surface command, and I could actually start drawing on the top surface. So I've set a C-plane to the top step. I can now draw a rectangle working right on the surface of the top step. And in this case, I'm going to draw a rectangle that is a 3-point rectangle. So clicking here under 3-point, I can give it the starting point. And now it wants to know one dimension, which I can input as 5 feet and hold Shift. And now it wants the other dimension, and I'll make this 11 feet. And I have created in plan this time what this landing will be. I can now use this rectangle to create a solid surface, as I've done before. But in this case, I'll be extruding that rectangle, and I'll extrude it straight down. So I'll give it a dimension of -6 inches. And that will extrude straight down to make my landing. And I'll reset the construction plane, in this case to the world front. And now I can take my other set of stairs and I can move those into position. On the other side of the landing. And then I can create another landing, or I could copy the one that I have here and modify it. I think what I'll do is that. So I'll delete this profile. I could also delete the first profile. I know it's sitting right there. And I can take this landing and I can now start to move it into place where I want it. Notice it's only moving according to whichever construction plane is active. So if I want to move it up, I really need to switch this construction plane to the world front. And now I can move this vertically. And if I want to extend this top platform to make it larger, I can do that. In fact, there are a lot of different things that I could do with it. I could rotate it. I can turn on its edit points. Under Solid Edit Tools, I can turn on points. I can then select a group of points, and I can start to move those in order to essentially stretch this out. I could tell it that I want to come out by at least another 5 feet. I might say, in this case, 10 feet. To get a nice large platform for people to jump off of or whatnot. I would need to make sure that my head height is going to be good. I can check a distance here so that someone walking up the stairs wouldn't bash their head. And in this case, I have 6.5 feet. That's really not quite as much as I'd want. So in this case, there are a couple of things I can do. One of them is that I could move this stair over because it doesn't need to have as much additional landing there. And that would buy us about another 6 inches, which would be a good amount of height. So I can take this and I can move it from that end to this end. What I'm going to eventually be doing is doing a Boolean union of all of these along with a support structure for it to make them into one solid. So I've been moving from view to view in order to have a workable construction plane, although sometimes I've created a new construction plane on a particular surface. And I could do that again to create a centerline wall that will be a vertical structure for all of this. But I might just go to the front view where I can, working essentially in section, I can draw a rectangle that will be this wall. I can start to adjust it here in section. I can click on the rectangle and turn on its edit points. and then I can select 2 of the edit points and start to essentially stretch this up. I can stretch it up to the top deck surface. I can then go up another 3 feet above that, and I could move those this time rather than just stretching them. So from here I can go up 3 feet so that I can have a precise change in size. I can select these 2 edit points and visually move them over to a different location, or I could move them over and try to line them up with another piece of geometry. And when I get something that I like, I can go back into the other view. In the 3D view now, I can create a solid from this. And you see it sitting right there. I can then take all of these solids that I've created. I can then take these and start to put them together using the solid union command. And so now I've made the first run and the landing. I can then add the second run to it. Add the top. And then add the vertical wall. And I find that the solid union command doesn't like to have a lot of inputs given to it all at once, but if you build it up piece by piece, you end up then with one solid, which in this case will represent the first design for a diving tower for your pool design. So we could now turn on one of the pool layers, like pool rectangle, and figure out a nice spot to move this to in order to have a diving tower to work with. So as we did before, I can move this somewhere to the edge of the pool and get it to fit and get it to sit nicely, both horizontally and vertically. So your assignment now is to create 3 different stair towers that can have different kinds of architectural form, but the idea is that they should bring people up to a platform that is 12 feet above the pool deck. All right, I look forward to seeing your results.